All right, so some of you may have had this issue where you do some remodeling. Let's say you really like your wood floor, but in this case I took out a wall. So I used to be an island bar right here. And you can see this is where, the gap that was there. So the floor went right up to it. This is where the floorboard used to be, running along the side. You had the baseboard coming along here. So I'm going to show you how you can weave. Say you're able to buy this floor or a floor similar to it, how you're able to weave this in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this wood floor all the way to the edge here. So I'll be able to put in new pieces, and I'm going to have them come to about here, and then I'm going to put in a transition like you see has been done over on this side. There's different techniques for pulling these out. You can buy one of these tools. What it's supposed to do is catch on the back of the board here. Once you've been able to get it out once you've been able to get it away here, you can slide it in here and hit on the end there to pull it out. You can see, like in this situation right here, I was able to get it out a little bit and put this on. I haven't actually had very much luck while I've been hitting it to get it out this way. This has worked in some cases. You'll notice that a lot of times when you come up against the wall and it's the end of a whole row, you might be lucky if they've glued it down, but if they put these tacks in it, then it's a lot harder to get those tacks out. Now once you're able to pull the board out, you can see I just ripped those tacks out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grind these off. I'm going to cut off the end that I marred there, and I can now use this piece again as part of the weaving process. So a technique that I'll do is I'll come in, I'll get a drill bit that's a little bit smaller than a screw that I'm going to use. I'll come in here and drill a hole, and then what I'll do is I will put a screw in here, and that'll act as a backstop for when I come in and place a chisel here, and that's going to give me the leverage to knock out these tacks that they put in here. So now I'm going to put this screw in here. You don't have to screw it down too much. This is just really to act as a backstop. So I'm just going to put it in maybe 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. There we go. Sorry for the filming. So now I've got that there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my chisel. I'm going to start about right here, hit it until the chisel gets close to that screw, and then I'm going to use the chisel to pull this piece of wood out. You're going to want to come at an angle about like that. And I highly recommend a 1-pound hammer or heavier. So as I hit, the back is going to slide. And the first little while, it's going to be hard to get those staples out. Cases like this where the board is, you can't move it any further, but you still have this much wood left, so you can't really get it out because the tongue and groove are still engaged. So all you have to do is you're just going to get a circular saw, and since you're going to cut this piece off anyways at the end, you just cut off about 4 inches there, and that'll give you room to slide this out. I'll show you what that looks like. Here's what it looks like so far. Putting in the new wood. And what's a good idea is what you want to do is you want to lay out the wood. I know this looks a little confusing, but you want to lay it out the way you want to, you know, lay it out first. So you know, you match the colors and you can kind of, you know, we got this kind of like dark, light, light, dark, kind of a little pattern. All these pieces are luckily kind of random in tone, but you can kind of, you know, make sure, I mean, you might just have a flooring that's all one color and then that's not a problem at all. But it's always nice to match grain and have that laid out ahead of time so you don't have to think about that when you just are in working mode. I've got these weights here. You're gonna have to glue down the last, you know, you can only get the hammer so close, the nail, or so close to the wall. And so you usually have to glue down the last 3 or 4 boards. But I've got those weights sitting on there, just keeping the glue pressed down. And then I'm just gonna get a transition and fill this gap in. Remember, you start from left to right.